Let's look at the question. Question number one comes from Ayola Duke. He says he's a beauty and portrait photographer. How to pitch to brands. So how to pitch to brands when it comes to beauty photographer. I had mentioned here that you need to understand that when it comes to beauty photography, there are a lot of other things inside that space, right? When you think about beauty, you don't think about makeup alone. You should think about hair, you should think about nail, you should think about lipstick, you should think about nail polish, you should think about all of the things like eyelashes, you think about all of the things that comes together for what women in that space consider as beauty, right? It could be skin. So your job is to think about, who do I want to attract? Do I want to work with hair brands? Because there are a lot of hair brands. In Expression, there's Darling, there is, at the risk of naming all the brands that have not sponsored this, but you know what I mean. So you need to think, if you want to create for hair brands, you should specifically look at hair brand content, look at campaigns outside of Nigeria. You should look at international campaigns, how they do campaigns for hair products, for hair extensions and the likes, and make images specifically. You create your personal project, invite models, get hairstylists, but you have a dream or a goal that this portfolio that you're building is specifically for hair, or this portfolio you're building is specifically for nails, or this portfolio you're building specifically for eyeshadows, lashes, lipsticks, lip gloss, teeth. There are a lot of things, components when it comes to that you could do, and you know, okay, there is a market for hair extension. There is a market of brands that produces eyelashes. There's brands that produces lip gloss, lipsticks. There are brands that produces foundation and makeups and all of those kind of kits. Then you down decide which of them you want to photograph for, and then create a body of work for that specifically. So that from the pictures that would come out, from the behind the scene videos that you would make, from the talking head where you would explain what you're trying to achieve with the campaign, you would know specifically who you are trying to target, whether those people are hair products, whether they are hair extension companies, or they are lipstick companies like MAC, like Fendi, like there are lots of them. Once you are very clear on those people and you've created the body of work specifically for that purpose, you need to think about it. The next step is, who are the people that hire for those companies? Because remember I said, these bigger corporations, the bigger companies, they do not hire photographers directly most of the time. They hire advertising agencies, because advertising agencies does more than just photographs. They take care of all the campaigns when it comes to messaging, strategy, implementation, media, advertising, all the things. So the photography is just a part of that process. So you need to think about, if you're creating for, let's say, a lipstick brand, and a lipstick brand is so name, you need to ask yourself, who are the brands, the ad agencies that are managing that brand? So you could go on YouTube, you could go on Google, you could ask people in the ad agency space, please, do you know which ad agency in Nigeria is handling this portfolio? You mentioned the company. So in searching for the ad agencies that is dealing or is managing that client, you are able to know, once you find them, you're able to know that that's your client. Your client is not necessarily the brand. It's not necessarily you putting it out on Instagram or on Twitter. Your job is to make sure that, first and foremost, when you create it, you position it in front of the people that can hire you. In this point, in this context of portrait or beauty, as we were talking about, you know that it's the ad agency that will hire you, right? So you need to know which ad agency is involved or is managing that client, and then figure out who is the ad director, the advertising director of that ad agency. Then you send in your portfolio specifically on that which you have built around, let's say, the lipstick, into and show them your work. And then maybe show them other things that you've done. So you don't just show them one lipstick brand. You can show them different lipstick brand. And you need to think about it like this. I would create it as a beauty product or a beauty shoot. I'll also create it as a product shoot. So don't just shoot as if it's just the makeup you're photographing. Photographing in the context of product. So you're photographing the details of the lips, you're photographing the application of the lip gloss on the lips, you're also photographing the product itself. And put all of them together in a portfolio and send to the art director. He might not hire you on that specific project, but what it does is that he has shown the art director that you understand the usage and application of that particular product of their client and how it's being interpreted in the world. So your job is to put in front of as many art directors as possible. And then because you've created the media around it, remember the long form content, the short form content, the written content, and the audio. Because you've created the long form, the short form, and the written content, the written content will now be like the blog where you have behind the scenes pictures of what you did. Whereas you can also have the editor's pick, like the pictures that you selected because you loved them, not because it was really the best. Maybe it didn't make your portfolio. You know, when you select pictures for portfolio, there are pictures that doesn't make that work, but they are still good pictures, but you like that. You then put it inside when you're writing your blog. Once you now put all of them out, those ones will create awareness to the general public. But you need to specifically look for the people that hire people like you that do what you do, which is who are the art agencies that are hiring for these clients, dealing with the campaign for these clients, and who is the art director that's in charge of that art agency. Those are the people you need to position yourself and market to. I hope that helps, Ayo.